All right, you guys wanted me to talk about the Dr. Marv stones. Sure that's in frame. So we're gonna do a really quick sharpening session. I'm gonna take my Z12 Ultra Seeker and I'm gonna sharpen that up before my trip. We are using on the stones this lubricant, the Dr. Marv's Wonder Lubricant, which is actually really, really nice. It's better than anything I've used, given I've only used two other things before, but it's the best that I've used. We're gonna run through and do like a quick little progression here. We're gonna start off with the 80 micron. We're doing 18 degrees per side. This doesn't really need the 80 micron, so we'll probably just need to go one pass, maybe this way once and then back the other way. So we're gonna go like this. We're using the TS Prof KO3, which is an absolutely fantastic sharpener. I have a little burr already. I'm gonna flip it. Few improvements that I think the TS Prof can make on this. One, I think that with their kits, like their pro kits and their hunter kits, they should really sell it with the convex attachment and with these offset clamps. That's just my opinion. Those are two things that I've added onto this that really make this wonderful. All right, we're gonna go straight from the 80 to the 20. These actually still have some of this, some of the lubricant on here, but I'll show you guys just that little bit, and then I just rub it in, and we go back and forth. We're gonna not strop this blade. So usually I have a kangaroo strop on this that I do at the end, half micron, quarter micron, I don't really remember. But we're gonna skip that step. Dr. Marv does not use strops on his blades. And I'm gonna bring this all the way up to the half micron finishing grit. So I'd be really interesting to see, one, how sharp does that really feel? And two, how long does that edge last? Usually I'll stop at 5 micron and then I'll do a little bit of stropping. The Dr. Marv stones are, I would say, relatively fast. There's definitely faster stones out there that have more of a softer resin, I guess it would be, or maybe even a lower concentration of diamond, that end up kind of being a little bit more aggressive and faster. The USA Market stones, the low grit USA Market stones, are really, really fast. And I'm just assuming that the resin breaks down and exposes new diamonds faster than the Dr. Marv stones, because the low grit Dr. Marv stones are extremely fast when they're freshly surfaced. And then after you've kind of like knocked out those diamonds and like wore everything down, the resin in between doesn't really break down very well, and they slow down significantly. I mean, like a 300 micron Dr. Marv stone cuts slower than some other, like I don't know the grit rating, but I think it's like 40 micron diamond stones of other brands. So it does slow down, so I just have to keep those stones a little bit surfaced. That's kind of the one thing that I've noticed. It can't even really be a complaint, because when the surface is fresh, it's like ridiculously fast. It's just that when you do 30 knives back to back to back to back kind of thing, to stop and have to surface your stones, it's kind of what my gripe is. But these stones, the 20, 10, and 5, I've been using for I think over a year now on every single knife that I've gone out. They've dished very little. They've worn down very little. I just recently resurfaced them. And I didn't even take surface down to an entirely fresh surface. I just took it to a point where I was like, okay, that's pretty clean. We can run with that. So we're just going back and forth. The first stone, you notice I built a burr and I checked for a burr. And then since then, I haven't checked for anything. Because honestly, if I'm building a burr with that first stone, I know that and the angle here isn't changing, I know I'm building a burr with these stones. So we have our 5 micron out of the way now. Dr. Marv also prints these boxes, 3D prints all these boxes, which is pretty nice. Pretty good way to have them stored. This is a brand new one, as you can see. So the new ones are sometimes a little bit thirstier and kind of like sometimes shed like a top layer of resin. This 1 micron is new too, so I'll just go ahead and put some excess oil on that 1 micron. And we're just gonna go. Dr. Marv does a really good job of bonding these stones, these resin stones, to the backer. So this is a fresh stone. I can definitely feel the initial couple passes are definitely a little bit more aggressive. And then the finer stones break in faster. And I don't think you notice the slowdown in wear rate with the finer grits as you do with the coarser grits. But right off the end of the knife there. But the slower cutting action of these is going to lead you to a better polishing action because it's a less aggressive cut. And it's also going to be less stress on that apex. You'll probably have less, basically less cracked carbides on the edge. And Dr. Marv will probably correct me on everything that I'm saying wrong, which is totally cool because he's way smarter than me and definitely knows what he's talking about. If you're not familiar with his stones come with a quality report, with scanning electron microscope images of the abrasives. You can see the uniformity there. It's some really cool stuff. It's really, really like nerdy, nice stuff. I think some of these stones are slightly different thicknesses. Yeah. 17.6, 17.5. That last one is for my end grid is supposed to be 18. So let's go. I'll have to. Yeah, there we go. I'll have to adjust it for the last one because I think the last half micron stone is a little bit thinner. So because I just changed my angle here, I'll probably just do a couple more passes than I normally do. I usually do about 4, 6. That's all I really ever need for most knives. Most of my bevels are pretty small. My edges are usually pretty thin, but even on bushcraft knives, I don't generally need more than like 4 or 6 passes. But I don't usually go for mirror polished bevels. That's the other thing, is that a lot of these guys, they're going for mirror polished bevels. You should probably spend a little bit extra time on those grits. And all these stones feel relatively the same. Most of the lower grit ones, you can feel the aggression, especially in the 300 and 150 micron. They're a little bit louder, obviously, because they're just so ridiculously coarse. I've been loving everything that Dr. Marv puts out. We're gonna have a hard time probably testing this knife because I've been missing most of my arm hair from all the sharpening that I do. If you guys are not aware, as I don't really post very much on YouTube, but I am leaving for a 2-month trip. Oh, that's right, I gotta adjust my angle. Where are we at? 18.3. Let's go down a little bit. I'm leaving for a 2-month trip to Indonesia. My wife is from there. We're gonna go see her family. Kids are gonna go. We're bringing our kids. We're meeting my sister-in-law's kids. all this stuff. So I will not have time to do a proper sharpening, but I do have a stone that I'm bringing with me to test and review as well. This is giving a crazy, I can see the mirror edge from where I am. This thing is nuts. I can't wait to see what this feels like, especially with no stropping. So yeah, you guys know, hopefully, from my content that I do knife making, and that I have to bring every knife to a ridiculous level of sharpness before I send it out. And this knife in Z12 Ultra, I'm loving Z12 Ultra, but I really do abuse this edge. This edge scrapes against steel, G10, all sorts of stuff. So I definitely, when it's periods of lighter use, I don't really blow through an edge. I can get an edge to last like 4 or 6 months with this. But when I'm heavily using it for production, I will definitely need to sharpen this. But actually, Z12 Ultra strops really well. Some diamond compound on a strop, because the bevel is so small, I can just bring that bevel right back, or that edge right back, I should say. But we will wipe this down, and we will see what we get. I like doing kind of a weird strop pass that a lot of people don't do, from tip to heel and then from heel to tip, or the other way around, because I figured sometimes you're going to hit one area a little bit better than the other. All right, so we'll call it there. Well, I guess we'll wipe the knife off and we'll see how it does. So let's step back here. Let's see if we can actually see that bevel. Bevel looks good. We don't have a whole lot of arm hair to work with here. I don't know if I'm in focus or not, but oh yeah, that's definitely sharp. Yep. It's grabbing hairs the other way too. It's tree topping. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely insane. Excited to see how long this edge lasts. I'll probably have to do edge maintenance in Indonesia. Hopefully not. We'll see. I'll make a report. Anyway, Dr. Marv Stones, he's got really cool stuff. I actually was reading through his blog on his reviews of different stones and even analyses of his own stones. So check them out. If anything, if you guys don't want the stones, the oil lubricant for resin bonded stones, that's awesome. It's so much better than water. I've been using oil for like 2 years now, and the Dr. Marv's lubricant is probably the best thing that I've used.